What's happening, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the Evergoods Civic Half Zip version 3. I've got the 22 liter, I've got the 26 liter, I've got the 26 liter version 2. I'm going to kind of go through a little comparison and give you my first impressions and what I think about the bags. I've had this bag a little over a week at this point. I'm in love with the 840D nylon, as always. I think that is the greatest material for the exterior of any bag and any backpack out there. Obviously, my opinion, but you know, you probably all agree I'm kind of right. But we'll jump into the bag. We'll talk about all the details and the changes and everything I like and I kind of don't like or I'm not quite sure about. We'll get into that discussion as well. And so let's jump into it. All right, so as we're jumping into it here, let's just kind of go through some of this, right? So you got two water bottle pockets on each side. That's an Owala 20, I always forget, 20 or 24 ounce Owala bottle, right? So fits that rather well. I mean, listen, it's an Evergoods water bottle pocket. What do you expect? They are, I feel like, the best in the business. You know, just really good from that perspective. So swallows that up rather well. All right, so front of the bag, we have the Velcro patch area, right, which is typical. And we have this front pocket. So when I tell you there's good and bad with this, this is kind of what I'm talking about. This is kind of interesting to me. I'm still trying to get used to it. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't know yet. But there's more room at the top than there is at the bottom of this pocket, which is a little strange to me if you're trying to use it this way. Because what happens is things are up top and they kind of fall out. So I haven't figured out exactly what to do with this. Maybe it's a cap one style pocket. Maybe a cap half goes in there. I don't know. But I have my typical go-to, right? Lotion, Advil, mints, Tums, another mint, and I'll lid to a container, right? So nothing major in there. What I will say as we go through this bag, what I have noticed is I had to grab a cap half and use a second pouch that I don't typically use, just based on the organization that I prefer, because this doesn't quite have the organizational system I want in it. I will say that, right? So, all right, so let's see here. Let's get this back in here. Like I had a charging pack in here and it just wasn't like a battery charger, right? It just wasn't working. So there's a lot of depth to this pocket, so there is that. Getting into the main pocket, it's half zip, right? We already know that, it's in the name. So here we go. We have a front pouch. Now, if you've seen any of my reviews, I typically call this the bio pouch. I have just easy stuff, right? Like, let's see here, what do we got here? Deodorant, right? I got wipes for cleaning up anything under the sun. If you got kids, you need them. Hair gel, a hero clip, some contact solution. But I will say this pocket is a little bit tighter than what I'm used to for this front pouch. And you can see I'm kind of jamming stuff in there. And it doesn't have quite the depth I'm used to, especially from Evergoods. So it's a really, it doesn't have the depth that it once had, right? So understand that. And of course it's sharing that with this section. So understand they're kind of, you know, two halves of the coin there. All right, so yeah, let me go through it this way first. So this is what I do love about the Civic Half Zip. Yesterday, I have a camera bag and I literally put another camera bag in here and zipped it up. There is just so much depth to their main pocket area. This is the Air Pro Kit 1.8 liter that has now taken on even more items with the Civic Half Zip, just based on how much I'm carrying, like the charger block that used to be in a quick access pouches in there and a couple other items. So I have my Remarkable and my iPad, as always. I have my sunglass holder. I have a cap half, I'll get into that in a second. My pack towel, my gloves, microfiber towel, and of course a Pad Folio, just a paper Pad Folio tablet. In the cap half, if I don't lose everything I'm doing here, in the cap half, I threw all my other stuff that I normally would have in like an admin pocket. So business cards, name tag, extra carabiner, easy pass, you know, all kinds of stuff, right? So that's kind of the way that works. And if I can get that all back in there, I'll close that up. And so it was convenient to use the cap half, I would say, from my perspective. All right, and then there's this pocket back here. So this pocket also has not a ton of depth. I dumped everything I had in that cap half and the items that I have in there now, and it was just too much. So I got a checkbook because, again, I'm over 40 and I still carry one. I have an air tag, my work badge for my full-time job, and a couple markers, pens, pencils, and what have you. All right, so that's in there. And of course they have the, you know, the stretchy sleeve back there. That's where I grab my Padfolio from. Now here's the kicker as well. They took that quick access pocket on the top away, and we have a laptop section. I don't really know what I'm doing with this thing yet. Again, I'm just trying to get used to things, but everything in this pocket right here kind of presses against, and as you can see, it kind of closes my laptop section. So I kind of have to push forward and kind of maneuver to get my laptop. It gets swallowed up. I will tell you this, it's getting easier. I think the materials were stiff. I'm sure there's a joke in there, but I'm not going down that path. And so the materials might have been a little more stiff out of the factory. And so I'm getting used to it. But I will say, even with the Padfolio in there, it kind of does this weird dance where it's not as convenient to get into this laptop section. So anyhow, I really want to love this bag. I really do. I'm a big fan of Evergoods. This is one of the first Evergoods bags that I know of that I have used that I'm just not 100% sold on at the moment. And that's kind of how I feel about it, right? I just don't quite know where I'm at with it. It has a ton of width, which is awesome, right? The depth of the bag itself. I mean, you can see there's a ton of room to work with in there, which is awesome from that perspective. You know, you can do whatever you want to do with this thing, but there's just lots of room. If you have a coat or a hoodie or whatever else you want to drop in there, there's tons of room to do that. And this is a 22 liter. So it's crazy, but now there it is fully packed, right? So kind of to get in and out of my laptop, which is typically what I would do, right? That's kind of the way that works. Is the thing I didn't love about the version 2, and the reason I didn't carry it as my everyday bag, was I needed a separate section for the laptop. And so when they announced this and you know, and dropped this, I was like, oh, that's perfect. So I think it's just me getting used to it, but I will have to say, like, you just kind of, like, everything leans kind of against it. Now again, maybe if I had more items holding the front, it might be easier to get to, but I don't have enough because I don't carry enough. So anyhow, worst case scenario, that's it. You're complaining about the laptop section's a little wonky, but otherwise, I mean, again, I'm using it. I'm enjoying it overall. It's just different than some of the other bags I've been carrying every day, like the Air Pro Pack or any or the Bellroy Transit or the Civic Travel Bag, the CTB 20. That is just, oh, I love that. So anyhow, that's what we got for the walkthrough. So there you have it. That is the walkthrough, or kind of how I'm using it, right? And from that perspective, and I do want to give you an idea of the version 2 and version 3 26 liter, right? So I don't own a 22 liter version 2. This is the version 2 26 liter. And let me just puff this guy out a little bit here. There we go. So there's the side-by-side comparison, right? Like we discussed, this is a quick access pocket up here versus the laptop section. And then if you look at the pocket orientation on the inside, you're gonna see that difference as well, right? So with the pocket orientation here with the version 3 has just this one inside pocket on the flap versus the version 2 has the inside pocket plus this really interesting downward facing zip, which is, it was kind of the idea behind it. However, no quick access pocket on the front versus the version 3 has a quick access right in the front here with a key leash, right? So that's going to be the biggest differences. The cool thing is it's a super simplistic bag. It's pretty awesome from that perspective. Everything else stayed similar as far as the cup holder, the bottle holders, right? And all that good stuff. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed the video, and go get yourself one if you love it. All right, everyone, I hope you have an amazing day.